If you're a heavy runner, what you wear on your feet matters more than most. You need cushioning that's protective without being unstable, durability that lasts without being stiff, and ideally a slightly wider platform for better balance. So let's get stuck in. The Brooks Glycerin 22 is a staple in the Brooks range. It has amazing absorption of impact when you strike the ground, and it transitions nicely through to the push-off phase of the gait cycle. This is an excellent shoe if you want a relatively stable, neutral shoe for everyday miles. It comes in a wide and an extra wide version, but one of the downsides of this shoe is it's not as responsive as the next. So the Hoka Clifton 10 packs in an 8mm drop and has classic CMEVA cushioning from Hoka, which is quite responsive underfoot. So if you're looking for a snappier shoe, this is an excellent option. One of the downsides of this shoe is that it has a narrow toe box. It comes in a wide version, but it's still maybe too tapered for some. The ASICS Gel Cumulus 27 doesn't have as much padding underfoot as the Hoka Clifton 10, but it gives you a great ground contact feel. It's a great intro shoe for those of you who are just starting to run, or for those of you who just want a daily walking shoe. It comes in a wide version as well, but one of the downsides of this shoe is if you want to walk for hours, or if you want to run up to marathon distance, it may not have the same amount of cushion underneath it that you need to protect your foot. Then we have the New Balance 880 V15, one of the most underrated shoes on the market. It's got Fresh Foam X cushioning, which is firmer than most, but still quite balanced overall. It comes in a wide and an extra wide version. This is an excellent option if you want more padding on your foot, but a relatively stable shoe. But one of the downsides of this shoe is if you like a softer feel on the foot, this may not be the shoe for you. When we think about max cushion shoes, we often refer to it for heavier runners, but we must be cautious with this. If you have a relatively softer max cushion shoe, it can make it more unstable underfoot as the cushioning can compress too much, especially on the angle that you initiate contact with the ground. Therefore, it can facilitate stuff like ankle sprains or just making your foot work harder than most other shoes. So it's important to get the balance right, and let's break down 4 of the best options for this. The Brooks Glycerin Max 2 has just been released. It's a more firmer update than the original Brooks Glycerin Max. It gives a great ground contact feel despite the amount of padding underneath your foot. It's got a broader platform underneath and an excellent rocker. This is a great shoe if you want to do up to marathon distance or if you want to walk for miles and miles. One of the downsides of this shoe is that it doesn't come in a wide version at the moment. The Hoka Bondi 9 is one of the most popular lifestyle and running shoes in the Hoka range. It's got an updated supercritical foam underneath your foot, which is really soft, really pillow-like underneath. It's got a wider platform than the Glycerin Max, which actually makes it a little bit more stable thanks to the extra sidewalls, and it's an excellent max cushion shoe for easy miles, recovery miles, or as a day-to-day shoe. One of the downsides of this shoe, like most Hoka shoes, is again, it's wider than the Hoka Clifton 10, but it's still got a relatively narrow toe box, although it comes in a wide version as well. The New Balance More V6 is the widest platform we've seen of any recent releases this year, making it really stable underfoot. It has the Fresh Foam Max cushioning underneath, which is a bit more balanced and a little bit softer than what we saw in the New Balance 880. So it's a really comfortable feel underfoot if you're using it for walking, standing, or for those easier miles. It's a bit more stable than some of the other shoes because of the broad platform underneath. However, it's not as wide in the toe box as you would expect despite the wide platform. It comes in a wide version as well, so those of you with a slightly wider foot than normal may need that. Finally, in this section, the Nike Vomero 18 has been an excellent addition to the 2025 range. It's got a blended midsole, which makes it both soft and responsive underfoot. It's a relatively broad platform, not as wide as what we saw on the More V6, but it's really springy, really bouncy, and an excellent option. One of the downsides of this shoe is the rocker geometry of the shoe might make it a little bit too aggressive for day-to-day walking. And then we have the ASICS Gel-Nimbus 27, one of our favorite shoes of 2025. They improved the rocker geometry of this shoe and the cushioning to make it more springy, more bouncy underfoot. It's an excellent addition by ASICS. It's a shoe that can be used for some up-tempo runs, can be used for up to marathon distance or those daily walks or those daily miles. It comes in a wide version as well, but like the Vomero 18, the rocker geometry might be too much for some. And as we move on to stability shoes, for those of you who have maybe a flatter foot, who need some arch support, we'll cover all of that. And when we look at the Brooks Ghost Max 3, this is one of the most orthotic friendly shoes on the market. It's got a broad platform underneath your foot, and it's got a wide toe box so you can take out the insert and put in your custom orthotic if you're someone who uses them. If not, it gives you a really stable platform underneath without pressing up into the arch of your foot. It's not as quick or as responsive as some of the other shoes in the market. It's quite a heavy shoe overall, but it comes in a wide version. The Hoka Gaviota 5 is Hoka's max stability shoe. It has the best toe box of all Hoka shoes, and it comes in a wide version as well. Its H-frame gives you excellent stability, keeping you centered in the shoe throughout the whole gait cycle, whether you're walking or running. However, one of the downsides of this shoe is it's a little bit soft on the foot. So those of you who want a more responsive shoe, this isn't a great option. For those of you who want some direct arch support underneath your foot, the ASICS Gel-Kayano 32 is an excellent option. Its 4D guidance system provides arch support and keeps your foot centered in the shoe as you move. You can feel that support pressing up into the arch of your foot, so those of you who enjoy that really benefit from this shoe, and those of you who want a plush feel underneath and the arch support, the Kayano 32 is perfect. It comes in a wide version as well, but those of you who want a firmer feel, it may not be ideal for. Then finally, we've got the New Balance 860 V14. It has a medial tilt built into it, so it just turns your foot outward slightly. That shifts the weight away from the inside towards the outside, so those of you who get discomfort in the arch of your foot after wearing them for long periods of time, or those of you who have posterior tibial tendonitis, will really enjoy this shoe. It's got fresh Foamex cushioning, so it's really comfortable underfoot, and it comes in a wide version as well. One of the downsides of this shoe is if you're prone to ankle sprains or peroneal tendonitis, it may not be ideal for you as it shifts the weight towards the outside of the shoe. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. Links to all the shoes are in the description if you want to check out the latest prices, and thank you very much for watching.